Long before foreign ships touched the shores of Africa, the continent was alive with powerful kingdoms, organized armies, scholars, traders, and visionaries who shaped their own destinies with strength and wisdom. Across the savannas and deserts, forests and rivers, empires rose not by accident, but through discipline, strategy, and unity that had been refined over generations. In West Africa, the mighty empire of the Mali Empire stood as a beacon of wealth and learning, its cities filled with scholars who preserved knowledge, while warriors protected vast trade routes. The golden age of Mansa Musa demonstrated to the world that Africa possessed not only riches, but governance, diplomacy, and cultural brilliance that rivaled any civilization. Centuries later, as foreign powers sought to dominate African lands, resistance began to rise like thunder across the horizon of history. In southern Africa, the powerful kingdom of Zulu Kingdom transformed into a disciplined military force under visionary leadership. The strategies introduced by Shaka Zulu reshaped warfare in the region, proving that innovation and unity could defend sovereignty against overwhelming pressure. Though battles were fierce and losses were painful, the courage of Zulu warriors became a lasting symbol of organized African resistance. In West Africa, the flames of determination burned brightly in the Asante Confederacy, led by the fearless Ya Asantewa. When colonial forces attempted to seize sacred symbols of authority, she rallied her people, declaring that if the men would not fight, the women would rise and defend their heritage. Her leadership during the War of the Golden Stool became a historic testament to African resilience and female strength. Further east, the Empire of Ethiopian Empire stood as one of the few African nations to resist full colonization during the scramble for Africa. At the decisive Battle of Adwa in 1896, forces under Menelik II defeated a European army, shocking the world and inspiring hope across the continent. Adwa was not just a military victory, it was a psychological triumph that proved Africa could defend its sovereignty through unity and strategy. In Central Africa, resistance movements rose against exploitation, and leaders emerged who refused to accept injustice as destiny. The Congo saw figures who challenged brutal systems, and their struggles laid the groundwork for later independence movements. As the 20th century approached, the spirit of resistance transformed into organized political action and intellectual awakening. Pan-African ideas connected thinkers across continents, reminding people of shared identity and collective power. In Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah became a central figure in the independence movement, guiding the Gold Coast toward freedom in 1957 and inspiring dozens of nations to follow. His message was clear: political freedom must be matched by unity and economic empowerment. In Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta emerged from years of struggle as a symbol of determination against colonial rule. In southern Africa, the long imprisonment of Nelson Mandela did not silence the movement against apartheid, but strengthened its moral authority worldwide. Across Algeria, Angola, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, liberation movements fought prolonged wars that demanded sacrifice, yet ultimately secured independence. These struggles were not isolated battles, but chapters of a continental awakening driven by courage and collective memory. Women, farmers, teachers, soldiers, and students all played roles in reshaping their nations, proving that victory is never achieved by one hero alone. By the late 20th century, most African nations had reclaimed their political independence, marking the end of direct colonial rule across nearly the entire continent. Yet the victories were more than territorial. They were victories of identity, dignity, and self-determination.
African writers, musicians, and historians began reclaiming narratives that had long been distorted or silenced. Universities expanded, regional organizations formed, and economic partnerships grew stronger as nations sought stability and growth. The past centuries of war and resistance forged a generation that understood the cost of freedom and the value of unity. Though challenges remained, the memory of Adwa, the courage of Ya Asantewa, the strategies of Shaka, and the vision of Nunkrum continued to echo in classrooms and parliaments. The victories of Africa were not defined solely by battles won, but by the survival of cultures, languages, and traditions that refused to disappear. From ancient empires to modern republics, the story of Black Africa is one of endurance shaped by struggle and crowned by resilience. It is a history written not only in blood and conflict, but in wisdom, creativity, and unbreakable spirit. And as new generations rise, they walk on land defended by ancestors who chose resistance over surrender and unity over division.